Hey everyone, it's Andy's Free Guitar Chart Videos here. I'm kind of over on the side here, so once I pick up the guitar, we can see what's being played here. Okay, so I'm down C tuned as usual, and your fret nut is up here where the real deal E is. Okay, and the wrist is doing a little better today, so but if I've got to take it easy, so that became actually a mixed blessing, a blessing in disguise, because I was figuring out some diminished chords here, and wanted to make them as easy as possible because my wrist is kind of tender, and that goes along with even when I'm like trying to figure out how to do things when I'm tired or not feeling well. I tend to simplify things and make them easier, but as soon as I'm feeling better again, I go ahead and make them harder again. It's kind of, that's just the way I am, but for now, we're still going to try to make the chords as easy as possible. That doesn't mean we're talking particularly about the easy chords, which are on the top 3 strings of the modal cages, and I'll show you those in a minute. Chart 502, modal long tripentatonic cages, modal triads, and pentatonic scales. And then today we're going to be talking specifically about the Locrian subs. How to make Locrian chords. Okay, chords, not arpeggios. Arpeggios, we can just play them as usual, but to actually have those Locrians at our fingertips now. It's just going to be a 2-step process. A familiar chord, a minor adjustment, and then a change of fingering to achieve that adjustment in most cases. Okay, so we're going to have 2 adjustments here, and there's some nomenclature that has to be explained here, up here. When I say V7, I mean a dominant chord. That's good old-fashioned chord terminology. Okay, so when I say 2 plus 7 here, that's not good old-fashioned chord terminology. Okay, the D minor 7 is good old-fashioned chord terminology. So what does that mean? For D minor 7, it would be D, F, A, and C. C, which is the 7th of that D minor. So that's good old-fashioned chord jargon. Here we have the the 5/7's good old-fashioned chord jargon. But this -5 isn't diminished. That's not, even though it's about Locrian and diminished, this -5 isn't like, you know, it's not playing the G flat, let's say, in the key of C. In my particular terminology here, -5 means don't play the 5th of that triad. Don't play the 5th of the root triad, okay, which is the root of the 5th mode. Play either the 4th or the 6th, and we'll find that going to the 4th is easier because that's the dominant. The 4th of the root is the dominant of the 5th. So now that we have the ground rules, again with the Dorian, we're going to be adding the 7th of the root. So here's the root scale Ionian. Here's its 7, the Dorian's 2, 4, 6, and we're going to just add that 7 to get the Locrian, the half diminished 7th. Now that's good old chord jargon. It's half diminished 7th. Okay, good old chord jargon. So an example of this would be in the G minor half shape. This pike means half shape. We're going to be employing those half shapes because most of the Locrian substitutions that we're going to do are from two minor half shapes, because Locrian's so spread out. Locrian, rather, the half diminished or the diminished triad is so spread out. Okay, see how it's spread out like that? Okay. That we will be dealing with half shapes to phrase that Locrian in the cage. So most of the things we're going to be doing with the half diminished are going to be fret nut and then on like 1 fret up and 2 frets up and possibly 3. That's it. So we're dealing with the limitations of the hand, the size of the hand. Number of fingers we prefer to play is 3. So it's preferably 3 on the bar and 3 here. We're going to, with the Locrian, we're going to be playing either the top 5 or the bottom 5. Some of them have no play strings, so we would definitely be playing either the top 5 or the bottom 5. Some of them have 6 string versions, so it's our choice to play the top 5 or the bottom 5. So let's just look at this here. What we're looking at here is the Dorian adding the 7th of the root scale, so that's just jargon. That's my jargon. Okay, that's not the Dorian 7th. This is the Dorian 7th. It actually adds the root of the root scale, which is the 7th of the 2nd, because Dorian is the 2nd mode. Okay, so we take the half diminished shape equals the 2 minor half shape with its minor 7th. Now this is regular chord jargon. Minor 7th to a minor 6th. Okay, and that 6th of the Dorian is the 7th. I'm going to show you how easy this is once we get to the guitar. So an example would be the G minor. We're going to add the root 7th. Okay, so it's just going to be, I'm playing it in root position here, the Dorian 2nd minor, and we're just going to add the 7th of the root chord. So that's not augmented 7th, because augmented 7th is just the root, which is a D minor 7th anyway. Root is the augmented 7th of the Dorian mode, but this 7 is talking about, I know it's confusing, but you'll see what I mean when you watch the video. Don't mean to tell anybody, pay attention. So D minor 7th is 2, 4, 6 root. The Locrian 7th there, diminished 7th, diminished half diminished 7th chord. That's normal chord jargon now. Normal chord jargon is 2, 4, 6, 7, because root has gone to 7. I should have that arrow going the other way. Root has gone to 7. You know, we've brought it down 1, and that's going to be one of the easy ways to play half diminished. The other way is adjusting a mixolydian. So we look at a major triad as the 5th and take that 5th down to a 4th, which we do so many times. Every time I'm hitting the 5th, I want to drop that root down to the 4th, and it's exactly what we're going to do to get rid of that 5th, because the 5th isn't in 2, 4, 6, and 7. And we're going to go to the 6th if we have to, if we have another 5 in the string. By the way, if you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends about Andy's free guitar chart videos on Facebook, and follow the instructions below for the URL address put together. So again, today it's as much about what we want to accomplish as about what we need to know beforehand, which is the jargon. Again, D minor seventh, that minor seventh would be the root, but here G minor shape plus 7 is going to be just adding the 7th, which is the half diminished root, the root of the half diminished. So let's zoom out and this will all make sense. That's just the ground rules. We've talked about the string shapes, okay? 5, 6, 7 is the A5 string shape. That's the Mixolydian string shape. ER, root 2, 3 is the Ionian string shape. So these cages that we're looking at are all going to be starting on these numbers. The 4 and the 7 are just blackened here because this chart was originally made for pentatonics, long string shape pentatonics. So it's easy. So we don't play the 4 and the 7 in a root pentatonic scale. Okay. The interesting thing about the Locrian 7th chord is that it's every note in the scale except the root. So here's the root, root 3, 5, and the Locrian is 7, 2, 4, 6. See, it's every note in the scale except the root. Okay, that was a costly statement. So let's look at it this way now. We're down here, we're in the Locrian box. This lesson is about playing the Locrian chords with a minimal adjustment that is within the scale. We're not going out of the scale. We're not going to be, let's say if we're in the C major scale, all the ivories, we're not going to go down to B minor, which has an F sharp in it, and then lower that fifth of that B minor down to the F. We're not going out of scale to make this adjustment. We're going to make the adjustment essentially from root to 7, okay? Or we're going to make the adjustment from the Mixolydian, and we're just going to remove the root, the local root of the Mixolydian 5th. We're going to take it to the 6th or to the 4th. Okay, so those are in scale adjustments. The easiest one, I believe, is and that I'll have to explain is, well, it's a toss-up, so let's look at it. So here, once again, don't worry about this 7, 2, 3, 4, 6. This is the, this is kind of like the raw Lydian pentatonic. Don't worry about that. Just worry about 7, 2, 4, 6. Don't worry about 7, 2, 3, 4, 6. So we're just worrying about, this is the chord that we want to play. And with the 5, 7 substitution, we'll be looking more